Good evening. This is the meeting of the Township Committee, September 23rd, 2019. Notice requirements provided for in the Open Public Meetings Act have been satisfied. Notice of this meeting was properly given by transmission to the Star Ledger of the Independent and the Two River Times, and by posting at the Middletown Township Municipal Building, and finally with the Township Clerk all on January 10th and August 29th, 2019. Committeeman Hybel.
Here.
Committeeman Sedembrino.
Here.
Committeewoman Snell. Here. Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Here.
Mayor Perry.
Here.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence to honor the troops serving worldwide, defending our constitutions, freedoms, and way of life. Thank you. Our first item on tonight's agenda, we have administration of the oath of office for police officers. At this time, I'd like to invite Patrolman John Soltizik. Please come forward for promotion to sergeant. As well as your family.
Good evening, everybody. Proud day today. Heritage, promoting an excellent police officer and swearing in several new fine police officers, and we're incredibly fortunate to the chief, our deputy, police chief Craig Weber, our deputy chief Bob Stefanski. We look forward to swearing you all in today on this great day in Middletown. Repeat it, please. I, John Soltizik. Do solemnly swear. That I will support. The Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution. Of the State of New Jersey. And that I will bear true faith. And allegiance. To the same. And to the governments established. In the United States. And in this state. Under the authority of the people. And I do swear. To faithfully. Impartially. And justly perform. All of the duties. Of sergeant. According to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. Congratulations again.
to invite Patrolman Matthew Dice to please come forward with your family.
Raise your right hand. I, Matthew Dice, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people. And I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of Middletown Township Police Officer according to the best of my ability. Congratulations. One more second.
At this time, I'd like to invite Patrolman Daniel Flanagan to please come forward.
I, Daniel Flanagan, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state, under the authority of the people. And I do swear and justly perform all the duties of Middletown Township Police Officer to the best of my ability. So help me God. That's right. All the pain you caused him right here in this room.
At this time, I'd like to invite Patrolman Michael Masiello to please come forward with your family.
I, Michael Masiello, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. And I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of Middletown Township Police Officer according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations. Mom's touch.
Please come forward with your family.
That I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and in this state under the authority of the people. And I do swear to faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of Middletown Township Police Officer according to the best of my ability. So help me God. Congratulations.
A big,
Thank you.
All right. Really quick, I'll let either our police chief Craig Weber save somebody from falling and had to get tendons reattached. So he said to me, he said, Mayor, I just couldn't get the uniform on today. I said, no problem, I'm sure Bob can get it on. So, Chief, Deputy Chief, any words?
Yeah, unfortunately, our work day for 7 to 10 days, I couldn't make it for a lot. I'd like to thank the mayor, the governing body administrator for their support, allowing us to make these promotions and hirings tonight. The entire process from selection to hiring, police academy to field training exceeded a year. We just had a couple of retirements. We anticipate a few more at the very beginning of 2020, so it's important to keep up the vacancies as they person to avoid a manpower shortage. We really got lucky to make some outstanding candidates. Beginning with Michael Allen, who's a graduate of Howell High School and Rutgers University. Most recently worked for the Monmouth County Sheriff's Department, Monmouth County Police Academy. Mike Masiello, a graduate of Middletown High School South and Monmouth University. Dan Flanagan, a graduate of Middletown North. Brookdale Community College, worked here with us as a special police officer in the Highlands before coming over to Middletown. Matt Dice, also a graduate of Middletown North and Montclair State University, and was previously employed as a police officer in New York City. And John Soltizek, absolutely outstanding police officer. He's been a member of the Emergency Services Unit, field training officer, firearms instructor, graduate of Georgia University, and served his nation with distinction as a member of the United States Marine Corps. So very proud of all four of them. And most recent promotion, they will be outstanding additions to the department, and really going to lead us into the future. With that, I also, Danny Flanagan, I had the honor of attending the police academy with his dad Skip, who's with us here tonight.
Just a couple of things to notice. All these officers you've heard were with other agencies at some point in time. They wanted to be here. That's going to make them a better cop for this man. Sergeant Soltizek, I actually did a background check, so I'm glad you asked me. And it makes me proud to know that he's excelled and is now joining the ordinance. And another tradition, which you probably can't see, but Sean Flanagan's wearing a badge. That's not his real badge, it belongs to his father. Now, I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for his father getting me into the dispatcher 32 years ago. So I'm just glad for 32 years I'm able to return your favor. So maybe dad's badge is right. Thanks.
The only thing I'll say is because these guys don't say it, and I say it everywhere I go. We're incredibly fortunate to have such an incredible police department. It's no accident that Middletown is rated not only the safest town in New Jersey, but the 7th safest in America. And it's because of these young men up here and our leadership. I know we have Detective Lieutenant Paul Bailey back there, Detective Adam Colfer, Sergeant Gardner. You're seeing really Tony Del Tacoma right there, my good friend, who just walked in, and I wasn't going to embarrass him, but our police department is the greatest police department in the state of New Jersey, bar none, and I will debate that every single day of the week, anytime, any place, and it's because of the leadership of the department and gentlemen, the ladies and gentlemen that wear that uniform each and every day. So congratulations and thank you for walking that line. Now on to the business end. And that's Jason. Whose son is that? I may swear him in as like as an elected official because the only other person that I hear speak less is our politicians. I love it.
resolution. We have 3 proclamations for the record. I'll just read by title. We have a proclamation recognizing October 2019 as National Substance Abuse Prevention Month in Middletown Township. A proclamation recognizing October 2019 as Make the First Month in Middletown Township. And a proclamation recognizing September 29, 2019 as Schools Our Mothers Families Day in Middletown Township. At this time, we have approval of minutes for August 19th regular meeting, September 9th, 2019 workshop meeting, June 17, 2019, July 15, 2019, August 19, 2019, and September 9, 2019 executive session.
Motion approved. Second.
Committeeman Cavanaugh?
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino?
Yes.
Committeewoman Snell? Yes. Deputy Mayor Fiore?
Yes.
Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve minutes.
They came because of course, because they know this. I didn't know that either.
So, as a little,
Our next item on tonight's agenda, we have introduction of proposed ordinances. Our first ordinance, 2019-3267, an ordinance amending paving and roadway construction and restoration requirements within the Township of Middletown.
motion motion to introduce.
Committeeman Heidel.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Committeewoman Snell. Yes. Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this ordinance on first reading with a public hearing to be held October 7, 2019. At this time, I'd like to ask the Township Committee to adopt a consent agenda, which would include resolutions 19-236 through 19-239, including bingo and raffle applications.
Motion to approve. Second.
Committeeman Heidel.
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino.
Yes.
Committeewoman Snell.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore.
Yes.
Mayor Perry.
Yes.
Motion carries to adopt consent agenda.
I would like to make a resolution. At our last meeting, I'd like to make a motion rather. At our last meeting, we tabled a conversation with regards to Taylor Lane and the directive that was empowered to the Township Committee by the planning board for traffic calming measures in Taylor Lane. At the previous meeting, the September 9th meeting, we tabled any discussion of it in an effort to hear some of the residents. Some of those residents are here today. I also held office hours to discuss those very plans with other members of the neighborhood. Those were incredibly productive conversations, and I appreciate the time that the residents of Taylor Lane and that neighborhood took to discuss those issues. And I believe the deputy mayor at the last meeting called for all 3 of the traffic calming measures originally proposed to be implemented. That included signage, it included what's technically a rotary, or a traffic, similar to a traffic circle. And then it was also discussed with those residents of not quite a speed bump, but a rippling effect traffic calming measure. I'm not sure, I won't pretend that I know the official terminology for it, but modified pavement. So I would like to make a motion to have all 3 of those traffic calming measures as a part of this application.
I will gladly second that.
So there's a motion and a second on the floor to implement signage, a rotary or traffic circle, speed calming measure of modified pavement as for all three of these as part of the application.
Township Bills recommendation.
Yeah.
As township
Direction.
direction on Taylor Lane. Committeeman Idle?
Yes.
Committeeman Sedambrino?
Yes.
Committeewoman Snell?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Fiore?
Yes.
Mayor Perry?
Yes.
Motion carries to pass this motion. At this time, we have Township Committee comments.
Committeewoman Snell?
Thank you, Mayor. A couple of things here. First of all our new police officers, I'm so proud we added to our spectacular force and to the new sergeant. Like you out there, before I was on Township Committee, I used to see our police officers all the time. We used to say hello, but I've come to know the professionalism and the dedication that they have after being on Township Committee, and it has made me that much prouder of our police department. So I wanted to say that first. I was lucky enough to attend a very special birthday party on September 5th. Middletown's oldest resident, Anna Del Fiore, celebrated her 107th birthday at Brighton Gardens. And she's quite the lady. She was dressed to the nines. She had a sash, she had a tiara. Born in Brooklyn, married to her husband Frank, who was a professional tango dancer. And Brighton Gardens was great.
Who's only 75 or?
What's that?
Who's only 75?
I don't know how old he was, but he could have been and probably couldn't have kept up with her. It was quite a celebration though there. At Brighton Gardens, they had a couple come in that were professional tango dancers. And she just danced the whole afternoon, and then nobody could get her to sit down. She was so enjoyable. And I asked her, I said, Anna, I said, what is the trick to getting to 107? And she looked at me and she said, honey, you just got to keep moving. So I looked at her and the way she's moving, and I told her I will see you at your 108 next year. So that was a whole lot of fun. This past Friday, I went to the other extreme, and I was at High School South with the Reaching Out program, which is part of the Municipal Alliance for Drug and Alcohol Awareness. And they met with 4th and 5th graders, half of them from the township, because there's another program next Friday that we're going to also. Very, very interesting. The big topic was vaping, as you probably already have figured. And the students were very engaged, and they asked very pointed questions. And it made me think that the more we can educate our young people, the safer they'll be. So I'm very happy to be a part of that, and I'm looking forward again to going next Friday to do it again with the other half of the 4th and 5th graders. And other than having a rematch at pickleball, I have nothing left there. Thank you.
Anytime, any place. Committeewoman Snell. Committeeman Sedambrino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of items. We're certainly so proud of our new police officers, especially the new patrol officers. One thing that I've come to realize as they each came up to be sworn in, they all look younger and younger. That must mean they're getting older. That's certainly a testament to our police force, and in the words of the deputy chief, who was especially moved when he said that all of these new officers work at other agencies, which means they selected to come here to Middletown, and we're so proud to have them. And this is just yet another example of how we're blessed here in Middletown to be the safest city in the state and the 7th most safest in the country. So thank you, Mayor, for that and leading us with that police force, and to the chief and deputy chief. Secondly, with regard to the 9/11 ceremony, we did all attend that. It was a candlelight vigil, and no one had to bear any time to listen to any people speak, any politicians speak. It was just time to remember and to never forget, and we continue to do that every year, and will continue to do that, just so that we don't ever forget with regard to our memorial gardens and those that we lost here in Middletown. And the third item, with respect to Committeewoman Snell's comment on pickleball, there will be a rematch, number one. Number two, the entire Township Committee did have the opportunity to play the inaugural game of pickleball at Normandy Park, where some of the courts were restriped. It is an incredibly growing craze, and we're glad to offer courts in Middletown to just be a part of that. One thing I did notice after playing for about 15 minutes back, since I hadn't played before, I was sore on Sunday. That never happened. So I look forward to the next match with the mayor and committeeman and honorable, Committeewoman Snell, and we'll be ready for it.
Just so you know, I was his
So that's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
Committeeman Hyde. I got to start with pickleball. I have to challenge Kevin over there. I think he has played before, secretly without telling us.
Oh, he wasn't that good.
I thought I picked the team, by the way. I did pick Pat, and she's a tennis player. I thought it was a shoe-in here, but
No, it makes it more difficult.
okay. It didn't work out. But what a great game! We had a great time. It was. I wasn't tired the next day, so I guess in a little better shape than I thought. But it was a good time. I just want to thank everyone who worked on the project. I know Ted and his team worked on it. We'll get some monies to get that set up. So it's great work. I just want to say hats off to the officers and promotion to the sergeant. Being a lifelong resident of the town, I've worked with the police for forever. I've been a part of the police department forever. My father was a former fire chief in town, so I knew all the cops without getting in trouble. When I was a kid, because I used to stop by. And 25 years in the fire department myself, I got very close to a lot of our officers. We have, since I've been in the fire department, we had 3 officers that have been past fire chiefs, and we have a current one now. What these guys and girls do every day is just truly amazing. Every one of them have our best interest at heart all the time. So I just want to, God bless them, be safe, be well, and we're here and we support you in every way we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Field.
Thank you, Mayor. As my colleagues have said, we are so very fortunate to have such a professional and dedicated police force, from our newest members to our top administration and all in between. And it is not looked upon lightly by myself or any colleague of mine on this committee or committees prior with regards to taking our public safety of this municipality very seriously. It is something that we should never take for granted. It is something that, because of that attitude to never take public safety for granted, has helped us make Middletown one of the safest communities in the state and in this country. And everyone who plays a part of that from our police department deserves all the credit and accolades for that. As a committee, we need to continue to advance our police department and give them the tools for public safety that they need as technology in the 21st century continues to evolve. And I'm very pleased that when this town hall facility is completed, that our police department, we do as much as we can to give them the best equipment while they're on the road, but they do not have the best equipment here in this antiquated town hall. And I know that when that is completed, it will be something that I think will even make our police department stronger. It will help with recruiting, as you heard tonight, how those officers were working for other agencies and they wanted to be here. I think it will go a long way. I think it's well deserved, and I think the people and the taxpayers and residents of Middletown, will benefit greatly by our police department being able to modernize even greater. I want to just take a quick second. I see 2 residents here from Taylor Lane's development. Johnson's Grimaldi, my eyes are not failing me. I don't have my contacts today, but
They both wait.
So I got it right. That's good. I'm getting older myself, but development is a very difficult issue. It has been the most difficult issue I've had to face as a township committee member because the rules keep changing, the goalposts keep moving when it comes to COA quotas, COA mandates, affordable housing mandates that come down from Trenton, which ultimately force large-scale development. And, listen, I know Taylor Lane is one of now 4, I would say, larger developments that, we have, that are still pending from the 2009 master plan, 2009 third round rules of COA. It was when Taylor Lane was put in, along with 4 Ponds and Mountain Hill, AKA Village 35. It took 10 years to build, but it also took 1 or 2 planning board denials and the fortitude of the residents to work with their attorneys to shape the development in what we hope is the least intrusive method possible. And while I personally do not want to see any development of a large-scale residential development of large scale in this municipality, unfortunately the laws and public land use laws kind of dictate that the courts overturn every denial decision. And when they do, the best you can do is make it the best that you can do with the situation. And I think the residents deserve a real credit for helping and working with this municipality to do that. And I'm happy to be able to provide whatever, or hope to provide whatever traffic calming steps would be, most applicable for your neighborhood. So thank you for your perseverance. I've spent many nights and together with these gentlemen here and many of their colleagues. So I just want to thank you for coming out once again. And finally, on a lighter note, this weekend is Middletown Day on Saturday, if my calendar is correct. Am I correct on that? Yeah, I think I'm right. Don't know what day it is. We have 2 kids playing travel sports, and we travel sometimes for a living. But it's a community day like no other. Again, fully sponsored by our great community vendors who will be in attendance. I hope that we will see all the Middletown community celebrate what makes this municipality so great, and that's our residents and our community today. So hope to see you all there on Saturday. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. I will be very brief. First, I want to echo and thank the Deputy Mayor on working with the residents of Taylor Lane. I know it's been a decade of work, and I really think that not only the residents, but your leadership deserves appreciation. And it was my first opportunity in which this project has come up during my tenure on the Township Committee and obviously as mayor. So I just want to say thank you to the residents. Thank you for coming in the other day and speaking with me, taking the time out of your busy schedules. And Deputy Mayor, thank you for taking part in that charge and that effort to provide some type of relief to the residents despite the court's handing down of that decision to overturn the planning board's initial decision. So thank you very much. I've said this often. I say it normally at the police memorials, but one of your focus when you're swearing in a police officer is on the officer himself. And I tell them all, don't worry about it. When I was sworn in, I messed up my own name as mayor. So if you get worried, don't worry about it. Just take a look at the form. Take a look at the oath. And the focus is all on them. But my prayers not only go to them, but go to their families. Police officers are not in it alone. They're in it together. We're very fortunate to live in a great town, safe town. I'm fortunate as mayor to not have to make horrible phone calls or tragic visits to people's houses. And I thank God every day that I don't have to do that. But the people I pray for the most is for their family, for their young children, for their husbands and wives, for their parents. Because they're in it together. Just like our military, it's the same for our police, our fire, our EMS. They're there at a moment's notice, despite their own well-being. So each and every day, I am thankful for that. I'm thankful that they told that thin blue line. So obviously, today is a joyous day, but it's a day in which we all sit there and pray that they all get to come home, whether it's a normal shift or one where they may come home at 1 o'clock in the morning. We pray for their safe return. So I want to congratulate those police officers. I hope everybody gets a chance to get to Middletown Day this Saturday, and I will make, well, at least 2 more pitches for my 5K that is benefiting our police, fire, and EMS. Please, this is our inaugural Mayor's 5K challenge taking place at Horsey Park. It is the same day as our Halloween hullabaloo. I try and phonetically say that out loud because I never get it right. But it's a $30 registration fee, and 100% of the proceeds that we make from that 5K will go to our police, fire, and EMS. So I hope you will all check out middletownnj.org/5K and register for that event. And if you can't, don't wear it. If you can't run a 5K, like I am struggling to get myself through, there is a 1 mile fun run as well, and it'll be a nice community event that I hope to see many of you at. And with that being said, I will open it up to public comments. I will just ask that when you get to the microphone, please state your name and address for the record. Please keep your comments to 5 minutes. At 4 minutes, I will let you know that you have 1 minute left, and if you can begin to wrap up your comments at that time.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Tom Gaffney. I'm the Grand Tour in Locust. First, I want to thank you for your due diligence and approval of a road that needed total reconstruction, and I thank you for it. More recently, we have been made aware that the Monmouth County Board of Bar Commissioners is trying to implement a new facility at Portland Place, which is the prior home of Dan Sykes and Locust, trying to put forth a 25-space parking lot and facilities for physical facilities, bathrooms. This had been fought years ago on the Locust Avenue site by the residents of the Davidson area. I'm speaking personally, but I'm sure that at some point in the very near future, the residents of the Hartshorn Woods area will be making a petition to have Middletown Township Committee take position on the yay or nay of this type of a facility. The road infrastructure that leads into that area is totally inadequate. Part of the proposal is in the future to develop a campsite facility, which is not in keeping with the area. We are residents, tax-paying residents, and I, for one, will fight this tooth and nail. I hope that you, in your ability to see ahead, will take this into consideration and do the due diligence that's needed to not allow Monmouth County to force this upon us. We need your help, and I hope that you will give it to us. Give it to me, anyway. Please.
Well, I just want to say, we have not heard, and the administrator has not been made aware of any type of decisions or consideration by the Monmouth County Parks, but I can assure you that each member of the Township Committee will be inquiring at the latest by tomorrow to try and find out from the freeholder, the liaison to the parks, what I believe is Lillian Freeholder Burry. So I will be making an inquiry into that because well, it shouldn't be the first time I've heard about it, and I don't think any other member of the Township Committee.
The only thing I've ever heard of was years ago, something to do with Clay Pit Park or something. I don't know what that was.
That was years ago.
That was the only thing near there that they've ever brought to my attention that I can say.
Yeah, because I don't know, water there right on the bend, right before the bend, before you get to the words.
Yes, it's just as you lead down Hartshorn Road, just as you make the left, that area in there on the right-hand side is the area that we're talking about.
They've never.
This particular happening is going on tonight at the Board of Recreation Commissioners in Thompson Park. It's being presented tonight. I understand in a visit to the building department that they have to go through the process of requesting a building permit, but they are totally responsible for doing what is necessary to adhere to the total building construction requirements. But
If I could,
say again, please.
just one, if I can jump in just for a second. The only thing I was aware of is, I got an email from Mrs. O'Malley maybe a week or so ago. I think she sent it to everybody. It was about Indian Terrace, but then she went on to ask about a project by the county, and they required, county park system, would they be required to come to the planning board if they were doing some sort of park improvement project. And I said to her, well, if it falls into the category of capital improvement project, they do have to come to the local planning board for what's called a capital review. It's a non-binding, but it's a sort of cursory review. And I explained that to her, and I said, but if it doesn't qualify as a capital project, you really have to take your comments directly to the Recreation Commission at the county and to the freeholders, and if they don't even necessarily ask us if they're doing routine park improvement projects. If they're building a building, they definitely have to come to us. Right. If things less than that, they don't. It's correct that they do have to go to the building department, get necessary permits. They have to go to the DEP, get necessary permits. They're not exempt from anything other than what would be site plan approval for private property owners. That's the only thing they're exempt.
And is being imposed upon the residents of the area.
Well, that's an issue of for the freeholders and the Board of Recreation Commissioners, because it's their land. We don't have the authority over it legally.
We cannot say, we'll negotiate this, it's a no, or yes, you can. We don't have any say in this.
Well,
legally, we have no say. That's not to say that, people can speak their mind, but legally, the township has no say. Just like if the Parkway wants to do an improvement on the Parkway, we have no say. If government entities, New Jersey Transit wants to do something on their property, we have no say. And the county's the same. Any higher governmental entity, we have no legal control over what they do on their property unless they come with still nominal. They can come for a courtesy review if it's considered a capital project, but even then, it's a courtesy review, just as it's called.
Tomorrow morning, Freeholder Burry is going to be the first, that is going to be my first phone call tomorrow morning. I can assure you that, because she is the liaison to the park system, so I will have a conversation with her about this project and find out some more information, and I'll be sure to get back in touch with you.
I would appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I've contacted a member of the Historical Commission who was totally oblivious to any of this. Since this is a historical site, it has to go before them also.
No, it wouldn't have to go before them.
it's not in a historic district. It's
regardless,
maybe a historic property. It's not a
Historic, national historic
regardless,
site.
we don't. Regardless, regardless, I think with the mayor, I would agree, and I would make calls to other freeholders also. We don't know what they're looking to do. So let us get the information as to what they're going to do, or what they're planning on doing without informing us. Let us see what it is. We will come up with an informed opinion, and then we will make the decision whether we can legally prohibit or we can publicly oppose, right?
We'll just ask you to let us do again our due diligence.
I have forwarded a total and complete plan by the Board of Recreation Commissioners to a member of the council.
Okay.
So that is available to all of you.
I will make sure to pass it on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gavin.
Have a good evening.
You too, thank you, sir. Any other member of the public wishing to make us? You defer? Are you deferring? All right. John, come on down.
John Spinelli, 91 Burlington Avenue. One thing I want to bring up is, this has been going on for years, but I've noticed Conover Beacon Lighthouse has been deteriorating a little bit from the outside. I just wanted to ask if any other Leonardo residents have addressed this to you, or
Yeah, so Committeeman Highville is right there on Burlington with you. This has been a discussion that I've had, and that I think every single member of the Township Committee has had with the Better Leonardo community group that has recently formed over the last, 18 months or so. It's been an ongoing discussion about not only improving, but making the beacon safe. There are a lot of considerations, obviously, as you probably know. There's lead paint on the beacon that we would have to remediate, and the structure itself we would have to solidify in some way, shape, or form. It gets a little bit tricky in the way that we would have to pay for that to get that done. So we're looking at some unique ways to try and make that happen. So, but the answer to your question is yes. It is on my radar. It's on all of our radars.
That's all. I just know.
Yeah.
John, I live right on that street project, so you have people ask me often, and we're trying to do it.
This is a great history.
And then calls me every time.
Yes.
There's an interesting history to that beacon. I'll share with you after the meeting.
Thanks. Vinny, sorry. I'm looking at how you look. I know.
Mr. Frank Leonardo.
How are you?
I'm here to complain. And I'm going to look straight at the guy that I'm going to complain about. I'm surprised.
Is it Rick or is it Ken?
This has been ongoing, and you and I have been having conversations about this creek, and it's getting worse every day, and it's worse than what it is now. All that brush along the prevent around that corner, okay, with the pictures of it. And you can promise me, since the leaf pickup was finished in June, and it's been 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 2 weeks and 2 weeks, okay? So, this has to be done. It's got to be done, because there's no way this water is going to flow down, especially what IDW did out there between Joe Handle and Leonard, and on the other side of the highway, what they did there. Because that's all coming up from Leonardville Road. So we're probably going to eliminate flooding on Leonardville Road there, down at that gully, what IDW did. Okay, it might not, because I don't know how bad that is. But where it's going to come up from where they did there, from the highway over, this is going to, it's just going to flood out that whole street area.
Yeah, we went out and looked at it. I remember
the spring, and we have a lot of locations like this, not just in your area. We've got guys out in the previous area, things and streams out. But your particular area, I know I walked with you back in, it was early spring, it was cold, I remember that in the springtime. But, yeah, I'm gonna meet you again out there, I wanna look at a couple spots with you, maybe this week if you're around. But I'm gonna look at the actual areas we have to really address. I know they're doing the work upstream, doesn't really affect the problem with downstream, but there is a limit to what we can do. We can't go in, we can't bring machinery in there, we can only bring in hand tools. But we will have a crew in there to do that. I just have to schedule that.
We haven't had rain in a while, but the last time we had that rain, that last rain we had, it started coming up in the street, it really wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I know, we talked about it, I know, and
It really needs to be cleaned out.
I'll meet you out there if you want, we can go over that.
Whatever.
Okay, I'll call you.
You can call me.
Yep.
That's all I got to say.
Well, I'd like to respond to that. So they did a great job cleaning that out, and it should have been done, okay? But the problem is, like you're saying, it's a very good point. The state pays to get that all cleaned out. Now they're going to increase the water flow, like you said, downstream, and nobody's giving us any kind of funding to assist cleaning what's going to affect it down. So I agree with you. I'm going to talk to Ted and work with him on this. It's going to be a problem. They did a great job there.
You got the problem now. You really got the problem now. You're not going to get the problem. You got the problem.
No, I understand. I live over that way. I know where the issues are. I know water and the way it works. So,
I mean, well, I'm not expecting to go to the elaborate thing you did. I mean, you want to go that way, go ahead.
you can't go that way. We don't have the funding to do it. That project was $2 million plus all day long. So the town, but I'm just saying, they're causing an issue for us in our town by doing what they did there. So it does look great, it does look clean. However, they're creating an issue for us downstream, which I think they should offer some kind of grants or whatever to clean up instead of just cleaning one particular area. That water is funneled to the street. Now it's going to funnel down the correct way downstream until it can go anywhere.
Right, so that, like, I understand what you're saying. I know you guys can't afford that. I understand it. I understand it. I mean, you just get in there with a truck, bucket truck or something, just to get started. Just get a shot.
The only thing we can do is go in there with a crew and by hand pull out brush and branches and things like that that are clogging up the street. We can't remove silt.
That has to be mosquito.
It has to be mosquito commission or
They
full-on
won't
permit.
do it with title, they generally don't do that, they want it to be fairly stagnant water.
Right. Their mission is mosquitoes, really, that's their mission. So it's not just a problem in this particular section, all the way down the street.
We've been dealing with this problem for years, is that, we should have the ability to go in and take out things that shouldn't be in the creek channel and take them out. And, it's very frustrating. We could, forestall a lot of these problems from building up the way they have. We can't do it.
To the extent we can, we'll go in and do that. We'll clear out the obstructions at least.
Good call.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other member of the public wishing to make a statement? Seeing no other, yep.
I just want to say thank you to this council. The entire neighborhood of Taylor Lane has been involved with development that's taking place on right now, as you see the excavators and stuff, to take down the trees that have been there for so long, for the last 7 years. Since 2012, we've sat, we've talked, we've had 17 planning board meetings, all of the various members of the council at various times, going back to Mayor Scharfenberg, when he was mayor, to Deputy Mayor Sembrino, to Mayor Sembrino, to Deputy Mayor Mr. Fiore, who sat in numerous meetings for all of the concerns of the residents, all 250 residents, whose hands I've shaken several times as they've turned over, all saying thank you. I want to thank you for the consideration you've given this application, and I understand the development of Middletown has to kind of march on as the days progress and so on. So it's been a long, trodden road. Litigation maximum. I don't think it's physically possible, as a former engineer, I was physically possible, it's been 350 units, 350, 255, now 176. Thank you. It's that simple. There's 255 residents in the back neighborhood, they're not looking at 176, we're going to work with what we can. We've taken additional considerations now, after the developments come in, to mitigate some traffic concerns, some of which have always been a concern, some of which are now a new concern, concerning volume and so on and so forth. Thank you so much for that. I think this is a testament to a large government. Middletown, being one of the largest townships in New Jersey, has said, you know what, there's some stuff we're going to fight for, there's some stuff we're going to have to get in on. I think you've met the populace halfway. And I think that's about the best everybody here can do. More than, as an attorney, more than logic, I understand everybody has the right to live where they do. More than logic for standing up for the co-housing and so on and so forth. And that'd be a testament to me. Everything should be fair. We should work all this in. But I think on the Taylor Lane, I think there's no reason not to hold that up as a beacon of the way the board and the township and the committee members and the citizenry can work together very diligently and very difficultly to come to a reasonable solution on what's otherwise very difficult. Mayor, thank you very much for your recent input. I want to thank the entire council member, Mr. Nelson, everything else in the litigation, for all the considered input and everything that's been brought there for what has been way too long time. I've sat in this meeting way too many times, speaking way too many times. But thank you. Last one's part. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other member of the public wishing to make a comment? Seeing no other member of the public stepping forward, move to close public portion and adjourn.
Second.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Have a good night, everyone.